Good morning. This is Van again with Level8 Trading. We're here to do our pre-market rundown. Looking at our overnight action here. Let's uh, let's start out by looking at the scheduled news today that we might want to be aware of. Okay, look at our economic calendar. We really don't have a lot happening today, guys. We already had the international trade in goods, so this is really telling us about our import export, our trade balance, where it expanded. Obviously, here our imports were up, our exports were down, so we have a larger trade deficit. Uh, it's a complex reaction to this. There's nothing here that really drove the market in any way, and there's nothing really on the horizon here. There's some sentiment at 10 we can look at, but I don't expect much out of these, except this happens right when we're looking for that, start looking for that 10 o'clock change that we run into wherever whatever direction we're in. We usually get some consolidation or maybe an outright reversal in that hour. So we'll take a look at that one. Going back on this, the Globex session here, we had a sell-off that began in the Tokyo session. We come down here. This line here is your open. We have an initial sale. It just basically retraces, and by the time we get here to 1900, this is Tokyo. The Asian market opens, and they sell it off down below yesterday's low to our pre-market low, and that'll be our initial target to the downside. Whichever one of these hits second will be this is ES and this is NQ. Whichever one we get to second will be the one that we'll look to. This may happen before the open. So that's what's happening now. We're having a little sell-off. Uh, let's go look at the structure in general. We have, here's the 2, 5, 10, and 15-minute charts. We have stacked EMAs on all of them, 200, 21, 8, price below. These are bearish structures, obviously, across the board. We're coming down through the low of 2 days ago, and that is the bottom of our 5-day range that we're getting out of here. So bearish structure through the 15-minute, bearish structure on the 30-minute, on the hourly, and on the hourly here, and the 4 hours we have the 8 approaching the 200. It's on, it's making a move in that direction. In the daily, we're still a long way from the 200 on the daily. Haven't quite crossed the 21 and the 8 yet, but it's definitely in a transitional zone like we have been. So uh, from a swing trading technical point of view, there's a hard call to make. Put that back there. Our treasuries here really flat, 0.03, and we'll see that we really consider this to be neutral. We've got one negative and one positive. If these 10 years were to turn negative, and the 30 kind of went along with them, that would start to look really bearish. So, our technical read, because we have VWAP here. I'd like to blow this up a little bit. We have VWAP here below prior value. This is the value, yesterday's value area from the volume profile. So we have, like we've talked about, that bearish structure below prior value that ends up getting us accepted value and likely bearish. And this study will do another read at 10:30 Eastern. But just in what we're looking at here, definitely looks bearish. We've seen a little bit of movement into the expected move here on SPX, expected move today. This is the options pricing, the volatility that's implied volatility that they've priced in 57 points. We have moved down 41 of that, so not necessarily in a position to say, okay, this thing is definitely going to, kind of have a retracement to the upside, a rebalancing to the upside based on that, but it could certainly happen. But right now we're looking at generally bearish conditions. Can't really get away from it. Again, we talked about neutral rates. Very mixed bag here on these percent change indexes. Gold is up, but it's essentially flat. VIX is up, so VIX is up fairly large, into the 20s. So this is an elevated VIX. This is certainly indicative of a bearish move, but we'll see that. We'll see what happens there. I don't like when we get into really high VIX. We tend to get into really high retracing candles, and it looks like hedging almost, but it just doesn't go anywhere. When we're talking about, if we want to talk about hedging, we are in a situation here in the gamma model where we are negative gamma. The dealers have negative gamma exposure, meaning that they are short options. They have sold more options than they have bought. Here's where we are now. The flip point isn't in the picture; it's way over here, and we're going to move down some here. We're going to move down something similar to what ES has moved. So this is going to go from 60ish to 20ish here, and we're getting pretty negative gamma. This is a situation where if this model is correct and price starts moving decisively in one direction, these guys would magnify that move. So, we got that gamma squeeze yesterday where we started getting that rebalancing over the expected move in the morning, and it set off a cascade of hitting stops on the way, and it just ran down 400 points or so. So we're in that position. If we get a decisive move one way or the other, they're going to be pushing it, and if it gets enough steam, we could get another decisive move. But in general, we can get large, sharp moves in this type of regime, this hedging regime they're in general. And I think we're saying we have extreme. CNN has us into extreme fear. This is an interesting measure. You guys can go look at this. It's CNN Money, and they'll have the fear gauge, and you just click on it, and they do a lot of. It's based on all of these different parameters. So very cool, really. Whether or not it works out from a microstructure like we're in. Maybe not so much, but we might. If you were going to do it, you would want to lean to the downside here, and that comports with what we're seeing in our early read. So that's it, guys. That's where we're at. We'll see how this plays out. We're going to trade it whichever way it goes, and I'll be back this afternoon for the post market. If you like this type of content, like and subscribe to the channel, please, and come visit us at level8trading.com, and you can get in our Discord channel and into the room and see how we like to trade these indexes with these the levels that we use and the types of entries that we get. And I'll see you this afternoon.